in the radiant kingdom of Luminara, where sunrise painted the towers gold and evenings smelled of jasmine and rain, there lived two princesses born under the same roof, yet shaped by very different gifts. They were sisters. The elder was Princess Elawan, known throughout the land as the Silent Princess. The younger was Princess Maribel, joyfully called the Talkative Princess. From childhood, the difference between them was clear. Princess Maribel spoke as easily as breathing. Her voice filled corridors, gardens, and halls. She asked questions before sunrise and told stories long after sunset. She spoke to everyone's servants, soldiers, merchants, even the pigeons on the palace roof. Words made her feel alive. Princess Elawan, however, lived quietly. She chose words carefully and often chose none at all. She listened to footsteps, to sighs, to the spaces between conversations. Silence made her feel safe. People praised Maribel openly. She will be a great queen, they said. She knows how to speak. Elawan, meanwhile, was misunderstood. She is distant. She lacks confidence. She has nothing to say, but no one noticed how much she saw. As children, the sisters played in the palace garden. Maribel would chatter endlessly while collecting flowers. Elawan, look. This one smells like honey, and this one looks like a star. Do you think flowers dream? Elawan would smile, nod, and quietly place the flowers in neat patterns work together, noticing which flowers leaned toward the sun. One afternoon, Maribel tripped and scraped her knee. She cried loudly. Before anyone else arrived, Elawan knelt beside her, tore a piece of her sleeve, and gently wrapped the wound. Maribel stopped crying. "You didn't say anything," she said. Elawan replied softly, "You didn't need words." As the sisters grew older, expectations grew heavier. But Maribel was trained in speeches, diplomacy, and leadership. She loved the attention and believed that strong rulers must always speak boldly. Elawan was trained in observation, history, and strategy, but few believed these skills mattered as much. "Quiet rulers are weak rulers," advisors whispered. Elawan heard them all. She said nothing. One summer, disaster crept into Luminara without warning. The great river Aralin, the heart of the kingdom, began to dry. Crops failed. Wells sank low. Fear spread like shadow at dusk. The king called a council. Nobles argued loudly. Merchants demanded action. Soldiers suggested force. Princess Maribel stepped forward. "We must act quickly," she declared. "Send messengers to neighboring lands, build dams, command the river if we must." Applause followed her words. Then the king turned to Elawan. "What do you think, my daughter?" The hall grew awkwardly quiet. Elawan paused. "May I listen first?" she asked. Some scoffed. Time was precious. Silence felt dangerous. But the king nodded. That night, while others debated plans, Elawan left the palace quietly. She walked through fields where farmers stared helplessly at cracked soil. She listened to their fears. She followed the river upstream, listening to the sound of water thinning. She noticed what others missed. Far beyond the kingdom, a massive rock slide, silent and slow, had blocked the river's flow. No enemy, no curse, just something unnoticed. At the next council, Aloan spoke clearly and calmly. "The river is blocked upstream," she said. "No magic, no war. Just a stone that no one listened long enough to hear." Skepticism filled the room until scouts confirmed her words. The blockage was cleared. Water returned. The land breathed again. Cheers filled Luminara. This time they were for the silent princess. That night, Princess Maribel sat beside Eilert. "I thought leadership meant speaking louder than everyone else," she admitted. "But you saved the kingdom without raising your voice." Aloan smiled gently. "And I hid behind silence for too long," she said. "There are moments when words must rise." They held hands, understanding at last. Years later, the sisters ruled together. Maribel spoke when courage was needed. Aloan listened when wisdom was required. Luminara flourished as a kingdom of balance where voices were heard and silence was respected. And storytellers would say, one princess taught the world the power of words, the other taught the power of listening. Together, they taught wisdom. Moral of the fairy tale: speaking gives direction. Listening gives understanding. True wisdom lies in knowing when to speak and when to be silent.